Welcome once again to M5's English language learning program, Let's Speak English. I'm Gav Duncan and I'm here on your TV to help you learn English. Now, are you sitting comfortably? Yes? Good. And are you ready for today's lesson? Yes? Good. Okay, well, let's learn English together. Now, before we get started on today's show, I'd just like us to think about what day this is. Today. Yes, today. What's the date? It's the 31st, isn't it? Yes. And the 31st of which month? Wow, that's easy, isn't it? It's October, isn't it? Yes. Okay. But what do we think of when we think about the 31st of October? Yes, that's right. The 31st of October is Halloween. Now, what's that all about, eh? Well, let me just run through the main points for you. Halloween started out as a Celtic harvest festival. Do you know the word harvest? Well, the verb to harvest is usually used to mean when we collect what we grow. For example, if a farmer plants, paprika, then when the paprika has grown to the maximum size, when it's ready, then the farmer harvests it. He collects the things that have grown. In this example, the paprika. But it doesn't have to be paprika. It could be wheat or sunflowers or corn or anything. Grapes, melons, anything that we grow. When it's ready, we harvest it. Okay. So that's the verb, and there's a noun too, a harvest. When we use the noun, we're talking about the stuff that we collected, the things that we collected from the ground or from the trees. So if the weather was good this year, then the farmer will have a good harvest of, peaches or apples or carrots or whatever. Okay, so at the time of harvest, which is always in autumn, it's common to have a harvest festival. Originally, the pagans, the Celts, would celebrate the good harvest and ask their pagan gods to make sure that the next harvest was also a good one. Just like this lot.
Right, here we go. Oh, mighty one.
Oh, blimey.
We ask you to come up from wherever it is. Well, unless someone else has called you up this evening, in which case come across from there. Instead of coming up from there, we show our dedication to your cause by eating the sprouts of evil.
Well, maybe not exactly like that, but you get the general idea, don't you? Okay, so that was the original idea, but now, well, things are a little different. Now people celebrate Halloween, that time of the year when we remember the dead, by carving faces into pumpkins, dressing up and going around to people's houses dressed as scary monsters and things. Asking one very simple question, trick or treat? Now, to trick someone means to play a joke on them, and a treat is a reward, something nice that we'd like to receive. So this question means, would you like me to do something nasty to you, or are you going to give me some chocolate and sweets? That's all. Now, in the next clip, you can see that Eddie and Richie are, well, celebrating Halloween, but Richie's got a rather capitalist idea about Halloween. He doesn't want any sweets. He just wants money. Hard, cold cash. No credit cards, no checks, no chocolate, no sweets, just cash.
Trick or treat?
What does that mean?
It means you give us some cash. No sweets, no credit cards.
Why?
Because it's the end of October.
Okay. But normally at Halloween, it's children with their parents who come to your door and ask the question, trick or treat. And everyone knows that the best answer is to reward them, to give them a treat, to give them some chocolate. This way the kids will be happy. They'll stuff themselves with chocolate and then in a couple of weeks, the local dentist will make a load of money drilling their teeth and putting fillings into holes. Hooray! Now, enough about Halloween. What were we doing yesterday? Who remembers what we were talking about yesterday? Yes, that's correct. We were talking about the indefinite article and the way we use it. When we use and un with a noun or an adjective. If the noun sounds like it starts with a consonant, then we use even if the first letter is a vowel. So, for instance, we say a unicorn, even though we can see that the noun unicorn begins with a vowel, with the letter U. And that's because the way we pronounce the word makes it sound like it starts with a consonant. Unicorn sounds like it has a y sound. So we say a unicorn, not an unicorn. The same is also true of nouns which begin with a consonant, but which sound like they begin with a vowel. Take the noun hour, for example. We can see that it begins with a consonant, and we know that when we spell it H-O-U-R. But when we say the word, when we pronounce it, we don't pronounce the first letter. So it sounds as though we're saying a word which begins with a vowel. It's exactly the same pronunciation as the word our, meaning belonging to us. Listen to these two sentences. This is our house. It's where we live. It's ours. In our house, there's a kitchen. This is our kitchen. I baked a cake in our kitchen yesterday. It took longer than an hour to bake the cake in our kitchen. So, as you can hear, although we spell our with an H as the first letter, we don't pronounce the first letter, and so the word sounds as though it begins with a vowel. It sounds as though it begins with the letter O. Okay, now think back to what I told you yesterday. In a sentence with an indefinite article and a noun, we put the indefinite article, either or un, first, and follow it with the noun. Okay, that's simple enough, isn't it? Yes. But if we modify the noun with an adjective, if we change the noun, if we give or provide more information about the noun by adding an adjective to the sentence, then things change a little bit. When we use an adjective to give more information about a noun, when we provide more information about a noun with the help of an adjective, when we modify a noun using an adjective, then we place the adjective in front of the noun. Now, what does that mean? Well, for one thing, it means that now the word in the sentence which follows the indefinite article isn't the noun, but the adjective. Now the sequence is indefinite article, adjective, noun. And that means that now we don't worry about the agreement between the indefinite article and the noun, but between the indefinite article and the adjective. The indefinite article has to agree with the word which follows it. It's not important what part of speech that word is. It could be a noun, or an adjective, or it could be an adverb. Which part of speech isn't important. All we have to make sure of is that there must be agreement between the indefinite article and the word which follows it. I've got an computer. I've got a computer. He's got an apple. He's got an apple. Okay, so no problems there. Computer starts with a consonant and the word sounds like it starts with a consonant. So, the correct indefinite article is not un. With apple, the first letter is a vowel and the word sounds like it starts with a vowel. So the correct indefinite article is un, not Great! Now, have a quick look at what happens when we add an adjective, when we modify the nouns with an adjective. I've got an orange computer. I've got a orange computer. He's got an red apple. He's got a red apple. And it's the same if we add an adverb to the mix. It's a really fast unicorn. It's a really fast unicorn. It's an amazingly accurate drawing. It's an amazingly accurate drawing. So, you see, it's not important which word or part of speech comes after the indefinite article. All we have to do is to make sure that there is agreement between the indefinite article and the word which follows. Simple. Don't worry if there's no agreement between the indefinite article and the noun. That's not important. What is important is that there is agreement between the indefinite article and the word which follows it. That's all. Now, some and any. What was all that about? When we're using some and any with uncountable nouns, we have to remember that uncountable nouns use the singular form. There is some money in the drawer. There are some money in the drawer. There is some coffee in the coffee maker. There are some coffee in the coffee maker. Okay, so we all remember that, don't we? When we're talking about uncountable nouns, things like, I don't know, rice, sugar, water, beer and other things, then we use the singular form. So we remember that we say that the sugar is in the cupboard, not the sugar are in the cupboard. The rice is hot, not the rice are hot. The water is cold, not the water are cold. And the beer tastes good, not the beer tastes good. The sugar is in the cupboard. The sugar are in the cupboard. The rice is hot. The rice are hot. The water is cold. The water are cold. The beer tastes good. The beer tastes good. Now, back to what we were talking about with some and any. We use some in positive sentences with uncountable nouns. I've got some money, for example. We use any when we're making negative sentences with uncountable nouns. She hasn't got any money. We also use some in positive sentences with plural countable nouns. I read some newspapers. But we can't use some in sentences with singular countable nouns. I read some book. I bought some banana. When we're making a sentence using a singular countable noun, then we have to use an article. Either the indefinite article, a or an, or the definite article, the. I read some book. I read a book. I read the book you lent me. I bought some banana. I bought a banana. I bought the last banana in the shop. If we're using some, then we have to use it with either a plural or an uncountable noun. Some means more than one. So it doesn't make any sense if we try and use some with a singular noun. When we're making sentences with singular countable nouns like bananas and books, then we need to use an article. Either the indefinite article, a book, one of many millions of books in the galaxy, or the definite article if we specify, if we make clear which book we're talking about. The book you lent me. In the other example sentences, we can see the same thing. With a single banana, we have to use either the indefinite article, if we're talking about a banana, one of the many millions of billions of bananas in the universe, I ate a banana for breakfast, or if we specify which exact banana we're talking about, then we use the definite article. I ate the last banana in the village. Great! And oh, wooden spoons! We're out of time. Yes, it's that time once again, the time's up time. We've reached the end of the lesson and our 15 minutes of English is finished for the day. But never mind, don't worry, and don't even think about crying over spilt milk. Think of what that brave French woman sang. No eyebrows, no problem. Okay then, I'll leave you all now. Leave you to get on with your afternoon and evening, and we'll meet again tomorrow to continue looking at the use of some and any. Okay? Okay then. Remember to have a great afternoon and evening. Enjoy yourself. Get some rest, and I'll see you all tomorrow. And if you need more English, you know where to go to, don't you? Yes, that's right. www.m5tv.hu. Okay, I'm Gav Duncan. I'm not Ethan Suplee. And I'll see you all tomorrow. See you later. Bye.